Hello everyone, my name is Corey Rook, and for today I'm going to be going over a mechanic that I was actually took from one of my classmates while I was coming up with stuff for this Tortamento project for Full Sail. And the mechanic was a dynamite block and also a wall to go with that, a destructible wall for the dynamite block to blow up. And this the mechanic was originally made by a classmate of mine called Ty Frank, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what the mechanic is all about. So with these green and orange blocks, this is what I originally came up with. It was my design for the shrink and the grow block, but as you can see across the bridge, that is the dynamite block that Frank came up with. So I will show you. I put a little message here saying you can press E to move the dynamite and F to ignite it. And as you can see over here, this gray block, you are unable to move, so you need to blow up that block with the dynamite. So the whole goal is just to move this block over. And as you can see, you can shrink it down so you can actually move it through the tunnel and bring it back to the door. And once you bring it over there, F to, and it blows up, and you can exit out of the level. And that is my first level. Second level, I tried to make a little bit more complicated now that you got the basics of it. So again, use that to blow up the dynamite. There's no way to get to this block. You gotta go around. The only way to go around is go through the tunnel. Now in this case, if I were to push the block one more, it'd be stuck in a position where I wouldn't be able to get it up to this block over here. So I actually have to go around like this and push it up. And you make your way through the tunnel. So you can push this out of the way. Not too big, you can't go back. And blow up this block. And that is my second level. For my third level, it's pretty much more the same thing, just kind of changing up the level a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. Why didn't that blow up? Let me try again. Oh, that wasn't close enough. Sorry about that. So going up the tunnel, you can see that it's just a series of these dynamite blocks and getting started. I'm using both mechanics in here, trying to implement them to where you have to get small to get through certain areas, so you can actually push the dynamite block out and be able to path to victory. And that is it for my third level. I have it go back to the first level after that. So some of the stuff that I went over, so some of the actual things that I built. So there was two blueprints that were new. This tile cave and this grow shrink were from my previous project. But for the driver project, I had this entity dynamite and entity destruct wall. So I'll go ahead and dive into these. First with the dynamite. So for the dynamite, right at event begin play, I had this particle effect that was on the dynamite. I have it deactivate so it doesn't start off doing that. And I also changed the stamina requirement to 1. So you can move that around a little bit easier than a normal block, a normal interactable block. For event, I actually created this event Ignite and had it based off of the interactable. So when this event activates, it's going to play this 2D sound, which is like a clicking sound of the dynamite going off, and it's going to turn the block red. And then this whole part's going to destroy the block and add particle effects to the explosion. So I have a little bit of a delay once you hit the interact, which is basically like the fuse going off. It's going to play the sound of the explosion. The cube is going to destroy itself, and then it's going to activate the particle effects, which are going to send off sparks everywhere. And then there's a little bit more of a delay. And then for the, it's going to spawn a tile floor actor in the location of where the entity was. So it's getting the actor location of where it blew up. It's going to spawn that tile floor, it's going to make the player be able to enter that tile floor, and then it's going to apply that radial damage. Um, so that's what's going to basically cause the destructible wall to disappear in our second blueprint. So as you can see, 250 damage goes out. For the second, I got it up here. For the second, the entity destruct wall. Again, at event begin play, it's going to deactivate that particle effect that we have, and I set the stamina requirement to 1,000, so you can never ever move this thing unless you have like a crazy amount of stamina. And then on the event of any damage, it's going to activate the particle effect for the rubble. It's going to destroy the block, and just similar, very similar to the dynamite, it's going to spawn a tile floor actor in the place of where the entity was, that wall, and set it to can enter. And I believe that's it for blueprints, going over the blueprints and some of the things that we added. It was only two things, those two entities, that you can interact with and move around. That's all I got for you. Thank you.